I'm Lakshmi Prasanna, Assistant Professor, Department of ECE, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. Welcome to the lecture session of image processing. In this session, we will learn about sharpening of spatial filters. So, in the previous session, for image enhancement, we have discussed one topic which is called smoothing. And now here we are going to discuss about sharpening of spatial filters. So in the previous session, whatever we have discussed, that is smoothing of spatial filters in linear and non-linear. And here the topic what we are going to discuss in today's session, that is sharpening spatial filters. Both are used for image enhancement only. So in this sharpening spatial filters concept, we are going to learn about first order derivative, second order derivative, and we are going to apply these for one dimensional and two dimensional images. And we are going to learn here about image enhancement when we apply Laplacian mask. So coming to the detailed discussion, sharpening of spatial filters. So here spatial filtering is classified into two. One is smoothing spatial filter and another one is sharpening spatial filter. So this smoothing spatial filter under linear and non-linear cases we have discussed in the previous sessions, and recalling all that concepts here, we will see what are the main objectives of this smoothing spatial filter. So, the smoothing filters are used to blur the image, and it is also used to reduce the noise present in the image, and it is going to extract the small details that are present in the image. So, if you want to concentrate on any particular part of the image, then this smoothing spatial filter can be applied, and it is used to bridge the small gaps between lines and curves that is present in the image. And image blurring in the spatial domain is done by pixel averaging in the neighborhood. So this pixel averaging in the neighborhood we have discussed in smoothing spatial filter under linear concept. So this averaging filters are also called mean filters, and we have also solved some problems related to this averaging by considering the neighborhood of pixels. And averaging is similar to integration. Now coming to sharpening of spatial filter. So the main objective of sharpening of spatial filter are to highlight the fine details in an image and to enhance the detail that has been blurred. So here smoothing spatial filter is used to blur the image, whereas sharpening spatial filter is used to enhance the detail that are present in the blurred images. So sharpening is done by digital differentiation. So here this averaging is similar to integration, whereas this sharpening of spatial filter is similar to differentiation. So here the main applications, in which type of applications this sharpening spatial filters can be used means, so in the applications like electronic printing, medical imaging, industrial inspection, and autonomous guidance in military systems. So in all these applications, this sharpening spatial filters can be applied. Why? Because here they are used to enhance the small details that are present in the blurred images. Now, so these are the objectives and applications of smoothing spatial filter and sharpening spatial filter. Now, So in this session, we are going to learn about sharpening spatial filter in detail. So here we need to learn about this first order derivative and second order derivative, and we are going to apply these on one-dimensional images and two-dimensional images. Now, let us consider initially one-dimensional image which is represented as the function f of x. So how can we say that it is one-dimensional image? Because here there is one variable, that is f of x. X is the variable here. For example, in two-dimensional images and all, we will have two variables like f of x comma y. So initially we have considered here one-dimensional image which is represented with the function f of x. So here only one variable will be available, x. That is why it is called one-dimensional image. So we are going to apply this first order derivative and second order derivative on the function f of x. So the basic definition of, so let us have here first order derivative. Let us apply first order derivative first. So first order derivative of one-dimensional function f of x is defined as dou f by dou x is equal to f of x plus 1 minus f of x. So what is this f of x? F of x is called the current intensity, whereas this f of x plus 1 is called the next intensity. For example, if we also have one more variable which is f of x minus 1, such term we can call as previous intensity, because here it is minus 1. So f of x is the current intensity, f of x plus 1 is the next intensity level, f of x minus 1 is the previous intensity level. So the first order derivative of one-dimensional function is defined as dou f by dou x is equal to f of x plus 1 minus f of x. So here one simple image is considered, and this is the original image. So if we observe this image, there are different intensity levels. This simple image which is having different intensity level is represented with one-dimensional image. So we can observe here, this is the one-dimensional image. So all these spikes represents the intensity levels at that particular point. So in order to clearly understand this one-dimensional image, let us draw this clearly, representing with the dotted lines, and we will see which part is having how much amount of intensity level. So the same one-dimensional figure can be drawn in detail like this. So same figure only, but we have represented with the help of dotted lines, and we have drawn this clearly. So as we have learned in the previous slide, the definition of the first order derivative for one-dimensional function is represented as dou f by dou x is equal to f of x plus 1 minus f of x. So f of x is the current intensity and f of x plus 1 is the next intensity. So if you calculate these values, then whatever we are getting will be equal to dou f by dou x at that particular point. Now, so here we can see different values are available. So it is having 7 levels as we have considered a 3-bit image. So 2 power 3 is 8. So number of levels that are available will be from 0 to 7. So here it is represented from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. This is the scale which is representing the intensity level or gray level values. And so coming to this, it represents the intensity strip. So all these values are represented here in this strip. So this is the one-dimensional image for the image what we have taken. And so we can see in this image, if you keep here all the dots at regular intervals of time where the intensity value is available, that means at this particular point, for these 2 points, the intensity level on the scale is equal to 5. That's why here if we come at this point, it is represented as 5. At this point also it is represented as 5. And next here at this point, the intensity level is 4 based on the scale. That is why in the strip, the value 4 is represented. Similarly, this value, this point is having the intensity level 3 and the same thing is represented on the image strip. So similarly, if we consider the remaining points also, so this is the point where its level is equal to 2. So that's why on the strip it is equal to 2. Now, so if you consider this point, at this point the intensity level is 1. So on the image strip it is indicated as 1. And similarly, at this particular point, the intensity level is 0. So on the strip it is indicated as 0. The next 2 points also having the same intensity level 0 only. That's why here on the strip it is indicated as 0. So suddenly here, based on the input image, it is having high intensity level where its value on the scale it is equal to 6. So that's why here if you consider on the strip we are having the value 6. So like that, if we consider all these points on this graph and if we extend, all these values are equal to the intensity level 0. That's why here on the strip the intensity values are represented as 0. And next here, if you see at the next point, if we extend this onto the scale, we are going to have the intensity value 1 at this point. So that's why on the strip it is represented as 1. So at the next point here, if we extend this, it is having the intensity value 3. That's why here on the strip it is represented as 3. And the next point is here, if we extend this, it is equal to the intensity level 1. That is why here it is represented as 1. And on the strip, if we see, we are having same intensity level for some duration and that particular intensity level is equal to 0. So if you see here, all these values on the strip are represented as zeros. Suddenly it has increased based on the input image. The gray level at the next point will be very high. Maybe the image is having the next part white in color. That's why it has suddenly increased. And here we can see the maximum point and it has continued for some duration. So if we extend that onto the scale, it is equal to 7. So that's why here at all these points, the intensity level is equal to 7. So like this, the image strip will be recorded based on the intensity level and the gray level profile. So considering these values that are available in the image strip, we are going to apply first order derivative and second order derivative. Now, so looking at this strip, we have to identify which value is called the current value, which value is called the previous value, that is previous intensity value, and which value is called the next intensity value. For example, if we consider this value 5, it is called the current intensity f of x. And before this, we have this 5, which is called the previous intensity value, which is represented as f of x minus 1. And here, this is the current intensity. After that, we have one more value, which is called 4, which is present next to the current value. That's why it is called next intensity, which is represented with the function f of x plus 1. Similarly, whatever the value you consider, that will be the current value. For that current value, we have to represent with the function f of x. The value that is present prior to the current value is called previous intensity level, which is represented as f of x minus 1. And the value that is present next to the current value, after the current value, is called the next intensity level, which is represented as f of x plus 1. Now, considering the definition of this one-dimensional function, which includes the current intensity and the next intensity, we have to find the first order derivative. So, let us solve taking the same example. Let us solve using one-dimensional image. Let us solve the first order derivative. So here this is the definition of first order derivative. Dou f by dou x is equal to f of x plus 1 minus f of x. So f of x plus 1 is the next intensity, f of x is the current intensity. So this is the image strip, as we have discussed in the previous slide, how we got this strip and all. Now considering this image strip, let us see how we are getting the first order derivative. So you can see here the value minus 1, minus 1, minus 1. Okay, zeros we can see, 6 and minus 6 we can see. Okay, how we got all these values from the image strip after applying this first order derivative means it is dependent on this equation. So if you see here, let us consider this 5 as the current intensity, that is f of x. So let us consider here the 5 as the current intensity, applying into this formula. F of x plus 1 is the next intensity. After 5 we have 4. So 4 should be taken as the next intensity. So whatever the value we are getting, 4 minus 5 here is equal to minus 1. So that's why here we are getting the first order derivative minus 1. And next let us consider here 4 as the current intensity, that is f of x. So 4 is considered as f of x. F of x plus 1 is the next intensity. Here the value is equal to 3. So here if you keep 3, 3 minus 4 is equal to minus 1. That's why here we are again getting minus 1. And let us consider here the next current intensity is 3. If we consider here the current intensity as 3, f of x plus 1, next intensity will be equal to 2. So here we will get 2 minus 3 where its value is equal to 1. So that's why here for this also we are getting minus 1. And so considering the next current intensity as 2. So here consider the current intensity as 2. The next intensity for this 2 is 1. So here 1 minus 2 where its value is equal to minus 1. That's why here we got minus 1. And here considering the next value in the strip, that is 1 as the current intensity. And the next value that is available, that is f of x plus 1 is equal to 0. So here 0 minus 1 is equal to minus 1. So that's why here on the strip we got minus 1. And next here, considering this 0 as the current intensity, sorry, 0 as the current intensity. So the next intensity value for this 0 is again 0. So 0 minus 0, the value is equal to 0. And here we got this 0. And same, considering this 0 as the current intensity, next intensity value is 0, that is f of x plus 1. The value is equal to again 0. That's why here the result what we got is 0. And here next current intensity value is 0. And next intensity value f of x plus 1 is equal to 6 here. So 6 minus 0 is equal to 6. So the output, that is first order derivative, will be equal to 6. And coming to the next current value, the next current value is 6. The next intensity value for this is 0. So 0 minus 6 is equal to minus 6. That's why here the first order derivative output is minus 6. Now, so considering this 0 as the current intensity value, the next intensity value for this is 0. The result will be equal to 0. So here we can observe 0. So like this, we have to consider all the values that are available in the strip. By applying this first order derivative, we have to calculate what are the outputs for this first order derivative. So applying this procedure, we can get all these outputs after applying this first order derivative. Now, so coming to the shortening of spatial filters, second order derivative. So till now whatever we have discussed is regarding first order derivative. Next, for the same one-dimensional image, let us apply this second order derivative. So the second order derivative for the basic definition for the second order derivative for one-dimensional function f of x is defined as dou square f by dou x square. So if it is first order derivative, we will get dou f by dou x. As this is second order derivative, we have to write square here. So dou square f by dou x square is equal to f of x plus 1 plus f of x minus 1 minus 2f of x. So as we have already discussed in the first order derivative, f of x is called the current intensity, f of x plus 1 is called the next intensity. And coming to this f of x minus 1, it is called the previous intensity. So here I have indicated f of x is the current intensity, x plus 1 is the next intensity, and x minus 1 is the previous intensity. So in the previous slides, that is while discussing about the first order derivative, whatever the input image we have taken, and that image is represented in one-dimensional format, and that one-dimensional format we have clearly drawn by using the dotted lines, and we have applied first order derivative on that. Similarly, considering the same example, so this is what we have taken. Considering the same example, what we can understand from here means the same. We have seen how this gray level scale has drawn and how this image strip is drawn from the graph. And here we have already discussed how this first order derivative values are written. Now we have to see how these second order derivatives are written. So first order derivatives we have already seen. Now we have learned about this second order derivative. So one thing I forgot to tell about here is, so considering this image, when first order derivative is applied, we have to note down some important points here. So these are the important points. Same points we will write in second order derivative, but with small change. So from this graph only, we have written these three important points. So this is first order derivative. So what the meaning of these 3 points means? So it must be 0 in flat segments. That means first order derivative will be 0 during this flat segments. So we can observe in the graph, this is one flat segment, and here this is one more flat segment, and here this is one more flat segment. So in all these flat segments, first order derivative values what we are getting are equal to zeros. These are the points we have observed. And what is the second point? It must be non-zero at the onset. So what is meant by onset here means the beginning point is called onset. So at the onset, it must be non-zero. That means if we consider here, there are two signals. We can see here ramp is there and step is there. At the starting, that is at the onset of these graphs, we can observe there will be a non-zero value because here it is for step or ramp. So here, this is the ramp signal. This is the ramp signal. The onset point for this ramp signal, that is starting point of this ramp signal is here. So if we observe here, it is first order derivative value is non-zero. And for the step also, they are telling. So if we consider here, this is the step signal. Okay. So the step signal starting point is here. So this is the onset point for this step signal. So for this onset point, the value what we have got after applying this first order derivative is 7. It means here, at the onset points of this step and ramp, we are going to have the non-zero values. So one is here we got -1 and here it is 7. For ramp we are getting -1, for step we are getting 7. Both are non-zero values for first order derivative. Must be non-zero along the ramp. So here if we consider this is the ramp signal, along the ramp, if you apply first order derivative, the values what we are getting will be non-zero. So this is throughout the ramp. This is the ramp signal throughout the ramp. The values what we are getting here are all -1. That means it is non-zero value. So if we apply first order derivative throughout the ramp, the values what we will be getting is non-zero value. Similarly, considering this is for first order derivative. So similarly, considering for the second order derivative, the same points will be here, but with small change because as it is second order derivative. So here we know already how this strip we have drawn and what this one-dimensional image represents. And we can see here it must be 0 in flat areas. So in the graph, if we observe, all these are the flat areas. Okay. So across these flat areas, the values will be 0. That means here for second order derivative. So here all these are the flat areas. So we can have here the values. So they must be. So these are the flat areas we will have. And here also, even though it is high, but the range is flat. So for this also we will have 0 values. And next one is must be non-zero at the onset. Onset means beginning point for the step or ramp. So here this is the ramp, this is the onset for the ramp, and here this is the step and this is the onset for the step. These two values will be non-zero. So if we consider this second order derivative, this is non-zero value. And here if we consider this after applying second order derivative, and this is a non-zero value. Next, third point, it must be 0 along the ramp of constant slope. So it must be 0. So this is the ramp and this is the throughout the ramp. This is the area throughout the ramp. So at this area, the values will be 0. So all these are the important points we have observed from this one-dimensional image after applying first order and second order derivatives. Now, so considering this, we will see how we got this second order derivative values. So here, the definition of the second order derivative is given as, for a one-dimensional image, is given as dou square f by dou x square is equal to f of x plus 1 plus f of x minus 1 minus 2 f of x. So this f of x is the current intensity, f of x plus 1 is the next intensity, and f of x minus 1 is the previous intensity level. Now, so considering this, we can see here, considering here in the image strip, we know how we got all these values on the image strip. Considering this value 5, it is called the current intensity, and before this we have 5, which is called the previous intensity, and here after 5 we have 4, which is called the next intensity. So considering these three values, and by using this formula, we can get the second order derivatives. That is, all these values can be obtained. So here, f of x plus 1. So considering this 5 as the current intensity, f of x plus 1 is next intensity, that is 4, plus f of x minus 1 is 5 minus 2 into f of x is the current intensity. Here we have taken current intensity value as 5. So 9 minus 10. The value what we are going to get is minus 1. So second order derivative will be equal to minus 1. So now considering this 4 as the current intensity, previous intensity will be 5, next intensity will be 3. So next intensity is 3 plus previous intensity is 5 minus 2 into f of x is the current intensity. Here it is equal to 4. 8 minus 8. The value will be equal to 0. So here we got the value 0. And next one is here current intensity consider as 3. So here if we consider 3 as the current intensity, previous intensity will be 4, next intensity will be 2. So 2 plus previous intensity is 4 minus 2 into f of x, current intensity is 3. So 6 minus 6, the value will be equal to 0. That's why here the second order value is equal to 0. Similarly, so applying this second order derivative formula, consider which one is the current intensity. To that value, whatever the value that is present before is called the previous intensity. For the current value, the value which is present after that is called the next intensity. So considering that all intensities, apply this formula. So for all these values, we are going to get these values as the second order derivative values. So we have taken one dimensional function f of x and we have applied first order and second order derivatives on that. Now we will see how to use this second order derivatives for image enhancement. So the sharpening and smoothing both are used for image enhancement. As we are discussing about this sharpening of spatial filters which are used for image enhancement. Now let us apply this second order derivative which is called Laplacian. So here developing the Laplacian mask using second order derivative. Previously we have considered one dimensional function f of x, but here we have considered the two dimensional function f of x comma y. So here the two variables are x and y. And so this isotropic image is an example of two-dimensional image. So as we are taking here two-dimensional image, here we have considered isotropic image as a two-dimensional image. What is meant by isotropic image? It is rotation invariant. So here rotation invariant means first we can rotate the image, after that we can apply the mask, or first we can apply the mask, then we can rotate the image. Anyway we can do, but here the result will be same. That is why it is called rotation invariant. So second order derivative of two-dimensional image f of x comma y is given by the Laplacian equation. Del square f is equal to dou square f by dou x square plus dou square f by dou y square. So we have to individually calculate this dou square f by dou x square and dou square f by dou y square, and then we have to make the sum. Now, so dou square f by dou x square, as we have seen in the previous slide for one-dimensional function definition, based on that we are writing here two-dimensional function definition as dou square f by dou x square is equal to f of x plus 1 comma y plus f of x minus 1 comma y minus 2 f of x comma y. F of x comma y is the current intensity, and here x minus 1 is the previous intensity and x plus 1 is the next intensity, whereas y is here constant because we are considering here x variable. Similarly, second order derivative in y direction we have considered only y variable, whereas x will be constant. So second order derivative for y direction, dou square f by dou x square is equal to f of x comma y plus 1 plus f of x comma y minus 1 minus 2 f of x plus y. So considering this is equation 1 and this is equation 2, after performing the addition operation between 1 and 2, we are going to get this del square f equation which is equal to 3. Now, so how to consider here the Laplacian mask and the Laplacian mask considering the neighbors and diagonals means, we can see here del square f is equal to f of x plus 1 comma y plus f of x minus 1 comma y plus f of x comma y plus 1 plus f of x comma y minus 1 minus 4 f of x comma y. So we got this equation. If we sum that two equations, x direction and y direction. Now, so considering this is a 2D image, how all the coefficients of an image can be represented? The center coefficient will be f of x comma y, and this is f of x minus 1 comma y, y, and this is f of x plus 1 comma y, and here f of x comma y minus 1, and this is x comma y plus 1. Coming to the diagonal, f of x minus 1 comma y minus 1, and this is f of x plus 1 comma y minus 1, and here f of x minus 1 comma y plus 1 and f of x plus 1 comma y plus 1. Now, how to consider here the neighbors of Laplacian mask means, you can see this equation. So whichever the variables are available, f of x plus 1 comma y. So this is f of x plus 1 comma y. So here we can have 1. F of x minus 1 comma y. So here x minus 1 comma y is there. We can have here 1. And f of x comma y plus 1. This is, we can have here 1. And f of x comma y minus 1. Here it is available. So here we have 1. Minus 4 f of x comma y. So here we can have the center pixel as minus 4 because it is f comma y. So similarly, if we consider the diagonal values, we will have here minus 8. So the remaining terms will be zeros here. You will have here minus 8 and all the values will be equal to 1. So one important point we have to observe, some of the mass coefficients will always be equal to 0. So some of the mass coefficients are equal to 0 means if you add all these 1, 1, 1, 1 is 4 minus 4. It is equal to 0. If you consider the diagonal, minus 8 is there. If you add all these ones, they are plus 8. If you make sum, the result will be equal to 0. Similarly here, this is the equation to construct the Laplacian mass. So here C is constant. It will be equal to minus 1 or plus 1. If C is equal to minus 1, that means here the center pixel value will be positive. If C is equal to plus 1, the center pixel value will be negative. So this is an example. So this is the image we can observe. So this is the image of the north pole of the moon. And here after applying the Laplacian filter, it will be converted like this. To that image, if it is scaled, then it will be looking like this. And after the complete image enhancement using Laplacian mask, the output image will be like this. So we have learned about sharpening of spatial filters after applying first order and second order derivatives for one-dimensional and two-dimensional images. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.